You might remember Steven Joyce as the former National Party minister who spent 10 years serving our fine country, diligently handling such portfolios as transport, infrastructure and finance.
You could say it's a little bit daunting, but it's just a case of rolling your sleeves up and getting down and learning stuff as quickly as you can.
But you're probably more likely to remember him as the politician who was assaulted by a flying dildo.
It's for raping our sovereignty!
It made him world famous.
Is this what you wanted, Steven Joyce? Is this what you wanted? Long ago.
However, if you're Jeremy Corbett, aka me, you'll remember Steven Joyce as a good mate and colleague at Energy FM. Look, that's us when Steven still had hair. Now, he's spilling the beans on his long and illustrious career in his new memoir, On the Record.
Welcome to the show. You're looking good. You're looking relaxed. Has life after politics agreed with you?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you got your family. I think you said to me once, people don't understand just what it demands of people.
Yeah. No, I feel for everybody that's got family in politics because it's tough. And I mean, it's tough whenever you've got a big job, but it's a bit silly because you're often out of town. In fact, you're almost always out of town. So yeah, I've been getting to know the kids a lot more in the last 5 years. It's fantastic.
You've done a great job on this book, by the way. Got some good goss in it. Good goss on your leadership bid in 2018.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Who would be polling higher right now? National Party led by Chris Luxon or a National Party led by you?
Chris Luxon.
Really?
Yeah, well, he's better looking.
You would have given it a good shot, though. You would have enjoyed it.
Oh, maybe. But and I stood obviously, so I would have enjoyed it if I got there. But I think I say in the book there was a moment of dread actually, just before it was decided it was Simon. I was saying, oh hell, what if I got it? It's like when the dog chases the car and catches it. That me. But look, it was a wonderful trip. The whole 9.5 years, and when it's time, it's time.
Yeah.
And it was time.
Do you have a standout, a favourite memory from your career in politics?
Oh, so many. I mean, there's all sorts of things that I'm sort of quite proud of. I mean, the broadband thing was probably, and particularly because the Australians did it so badly.
They envied ours.
Well, the reason they envied ours is because they made a real pig's ear of this. And partly because, partly why we went well is because I went over to Australia. They started a year before us. I went over to see Stephen Conroy, who was the minister, and he told me what he was doing, and he was going to take it to Telstra and all that. And I sort of sit there listening to it and thinking, this isn't going to work. And so we got on the plane, went home, and said to the officials, I think we'll do it differently. And we did.
Yeah,
and
it's one
we got
way
it.
to do it. Low lights?
Low lights, there's a few. Probably the toughest thing, not low light, but the toughest thing was probably inheriting NovaPay. That was challenging.
I mean, that's a good and serious political answer. I just wanted you to say the dildo.
I'd forgotten about it.
No, and that look
right. I'd completely forgotten.
Well, on that note, on that day when that thing did get it sort of, yep. Did you think, oh, hang on, this is going to stick with me for a while, as it were?
No, well, what happened? Well, it was just weird because it was so quiet. It was. There were two cops standing there with their arms folded. There was absolutely nothing going on. There's no protests or anything. Yeah. It was just us having a yarn with a few journalists. And then I was just standing there and went, and I didn't even know what it was. And everybody looked down together. The cameraman, the journalist, and it hit one of the journalists on the chest and then fell to the... And we're all just sitting there looking at it. You could just think everybody sort of trying to process it. And I was obviously trying to process it because I had to say something. And I said, what do you say? So I just said, good day. And I truly thought there was a minute as we walked away, and it's in the book, but we walked away, I suddenly thought, what if they didn't pick it up? Because it happened really fast. So I said to Nathan Guy, who was walking next to me, I said to him, do you think the cameras caught that? But I hope. And he goes, yeah.
I would never tease you.
Wait. Got to ask.
Yeah.
Stories about our old mate Corbett. You guys worked together for years. Surely you did something.
Well, you saw that photo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we used to be a lot closer, obviously.
Right.
We've drifted apart.
That is actually us. Well, it's actually Jeremy spent 24 hours in a waterbed shop.
Crazy.
A waterbed
Radio,
shop.
eh?
Yeah,
R.I.P.
Yeah, and I was down doing some crosses. That logo on my shirt actually was one of Jeremy. No, actually, Jeremy didn't create the logo, but one of his great claims to fame. He's a very talented man, Jeremy. Is that he spent probably half of the pre-broadcast period painting that on the roof of the radio station with one of the other guys. We keep saying, "Has Jeremy finished yet?" And no, he'd be up there painting.
So many salt and sandwiches. Well, Steven's memoir is called On the Record. It's available from today. Great read too. Please thank Steven Joyce.